Yo, what up? How's it going? And welcome back for another video. Today's video, we will be doing TSM versus CG Game 3 of the LCS Regional Qualifier Round 3, which is the final round of the tournament. Anyways, we've already did the past two games, so if you missed those, make sure you check those out. We're going to do something different this game and actually talk about the draft as it's going through, rather than talk about it after it's already completed. So, by the way, I've seen these matches, but I don't remember them hardly at all. I remember them when I start to watch them, but honestly, this one, I don't remember what happens in Game 3. Obviously, Clutch wins, because they win the next 3 games, because TSM just won the first 2, but I don't remember. So let's get right into the draft. Okay, we're here. We're actually going to watch the draft in real-time speed with audio off, obviously. But we're going to, let's go ahead and talk about the bans. So, TSM's on blue side, so they go back to their standard bans. Rumble, GP, Skarner, which is pretty understandable, and Clutch ban out the Yuumi, Akali, and Sona. So ban out the Sona because they don't want to get Sona Kenched, and the Yuumi and Akali is pretty straightforward. Sometimes on red side you can leave those both open, especially if you know what your opponent's going to ban, and then you can take one of them. But Clutch are not willing to take the Yuumi, so if TSM took Akali, then Clutch doesn't take Yuumi, and then TSM can take both of them. So, cool. So let's just watch how this goes through. Sejuani, of course, going to be first picked by them, just because Spica is basically Sejuani one trick in this series. Ezreal Tahm Kench is so good. Like, people, check this out. Like, people will shit on Tahm Kench because he's been nerfed so many times. If you're a good Ezreal player, Ezreal Tahm Kench is incredibly oppressive in lane, and then is insane in the mid game. Like, it's so crazy in the mid game. Ezreal Tahm Kench. Just watch Deft play. Just watch Deft and Tucson play Ezreal Tahm Kench, and you will see the power. It beats every lane except for maybe like Draven Morgana or Caitlyn Morgana. It is so oppressive. It beats Rakan if you're good at it. It's so oppressive. So this, I've been waiting for this. Okay, let's see what we answer with, boys. Rakan is up. It's a negative matchup, though. Like, I'm telling you, it's a negative matchup. The player is good. I would seriously take Caitlyn Morgana here. And so I don't think this is bad at all, because they go ahead and get GP's banned out, and they go ahead and get the Aatrox, because they prioritize this a lot. Aatrox is crazy good. Sylas is a takeaway. As well, and Bjergsen looked really good on the pick. So it's a takeaway. This is fine right here, because in the second round, if, you know, let's say they banned out Xayah, then you just take Caitlyn Morgana, and you can actually win this lane, or Draven Morgana, or something like that. You get a lane that can actually fight against the Ezreal lane. Look for a bottom lane that slams. Slams. The only issue if you get a bottom lane that slams is that Sejuani really wants to play topside, but you can keep the Ezreal from getting unleashed. You can just get 3 winning lanes and have Aatrox play weak side. TSM probably should ban out a couple of oppressive top laners that win into the Aatrox. Maybe ban out. So the Qiyana gets picked. So maybe ban out Renekton and Irelia here. The Clutch could go for kind of like a more insane champion. J4 would be a good combo with the Qiyana. You get so much zone control. Clutch is actually really good at doing zone control like that. Seems like if they wanted to pick Qiyana, maybe Braum would have been better for just the composition. But in terms of what Ezreal wants, I mean, Ezreal Braum's good, but in terms of what Ezreal wants, Tahm Kench can give you so much. And if you get a 1-3-1 setup, Ezreal Tahm Kench is insane. So Tahm Kench is fine. Okay, Kai'Sa banned. So I really think they should take a powerful bottom lane here, right? And then you can just modify to where, you know, Aatrox plays weak side again, which is fine. Aatrox is fine on weak side. I think he's an overrated pick, but he does fine on weak side. Okay. What do we take here? What do we take at AD carry, huh? Gragas is good ban. Gragas is great ban because if you take Gragas, you throw him into the wall, Qiyana. They do so well. Clutch is so good at utilizing Qiyana's area of effect. So these are good bans. And you know that they're going to counterpick with top lane, so Elise is a good ban as well. So obvious choice here is to pick J4. Pretty sure that's who gets picked, right? It's the obvious choice here, though. Okay, I love doing my VOD reviews like this. This is so much better than just looking at them, looking at the drafts at the end. All right, J4. There we go. I promise you, like, obviously I've seen this match, but I actually don't remember what they pick. I guess sort of remember. Oh, they take Lucian in this, don't they? Lucian is the more aggressive. Like, Lucian Quista is aggressive in lane, but it's like... I mean, it wins the matchup into the Ezreal, but it doesn't slam him, right? Ezreal can just farm up in this matchup. I would really prefer just, like, someone who slams and outscales. Like, I would love Caitlyn Morgana here. Pyke has a really good matchup in the Tahm Kench. That's where they're hovering. Did they pick Pyke? I don't remember. I don't remember. Rakan. Okay, so they take the Rakan here. Makes their engage really great. Laning is still positive for this bottom lane. But as long as you don't group together with Tahm, like Rakan's seen as like a counter to Tahm Kench, but I think it's a little bit overblown. Like Tahm Kench can just play defensively, and not stand next to Ezreal. And Ezreal, as soon as Rakan jumps in, you just jump towards your Tahm Kench, and Tahm Kench eats you. Or if he jumps towards Tahm Kench, first of all, Tahm Kench shouldn't even be in that range. So if he jumps towards Tahm Kench, you made a mistake. When you have Ezreal. So it's like, when are you ever going to actually kill the Ezreal? The only way is if you jump on the Tahm Kench, but Tahm Kench can play so safe in this lane. You just gobble up the Ezreal if he gets in a bad spot. Like, Ezreal can just play forward, and you just play to gobble him up to keep him from taking damage. And then wait for it to come back up. Like, it's like, this is actually a non-threatening bottom lane when you'd think it would be a threatening bottom. Like, I think a lot of people think Rakan is really great in the Tahm Kench. Which sometimes it is, but I think it's really overblown, especially if you have an Ezreal. Okay. All right, we already talked about the draft and what order they took it in. We took the Irelia. As I said before, I mean, these bans were good because they combo so well, and you know you're going to get counterpicked topside. But you could have just thought about it the other way and maybe banned Renekton and Irelia, people who have a positive matchup, into the Aatrox. I would have maybe just taken... banning Gragas Irelia, actually, because if you get Renekton, it's not like you get slammed, but there's a chance you get dove. I don't know, it's tough. There's a lot of things you have to ban out, because if you just ban Irelia Gragas, then they take Renekton Elise, and then they do actually dive you. It's actually tough. They're actually really pinched right here. They actually are super pinched. You're never going to get what you want with that. Okay, let's look at the team compositions. Let's see what they can do. Okay, TSM has another face roll teamfight composition. So they have two forms of primary engage. Sylas has some decent ultimates actually this game. True Shot Barrage for the poke is fine. Qiyana ultimate is great on Sylas. I mean, Jarvan ultimate's good on Sylas. So actually has good ult targets this game. Does get priority in lane. And is actually a good matchup with the Qiyana. Because if Qiyana... or at least in my opinion. So if Qiyana goes in and does her burst combo, and does her burst combo, then you can just follow back with a Kingslayer, and if you connect with your stun, you get to follow back on the combo, and Qiyana has nothing left up, and you should take positive on the trade because of your Kingslayer, because of the Jaime Lannister move. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so Jarvan definitely has the. I need to. I'll go back and talk over here in a second. Obviously, this is a good matchup for Irelia. Irelia can, dash around all the abilities of the Aatrox. Huni's a good Irelia player. Positive matchup for the Irelia in every part of the game. In lane and late game, and do pretty evenly in team fights. So overall, losing topside for TSM, losing jungle matchup. But Sejuani has so much synergies with these two right here. So much synergies with both of these picks right here. So can win out in the 2v2 in both of these matchups. And then, as I said, Sylas should win in the 1v1 versus Qiyana for most of the game. Qiyana does just want to push and roam. Sylas can match that playstyle, but he can't build the Tiamat, which Qiyana will build, but he doesn't need a Tiamat. right? But Sylas really doesn't want to build Moby boots, whereas Qiyana can. Anyways, cool. This bot lane matchup, as I said, Lucian's picked as a lane aggressor, but it is so hard to actually do anything against this lane that I really think the Lucian pick right here isn't very good. I really think it should have been more of a scaling marksman that also slams the lane to make the Ezreal sit the fuck down. They already have a primary form of engage right here, and Sylas can steal the Qiyana ultimate to follow up, or the J4 ultimate. So I really don't think they needed the Rakan right here, and they could have just straight up taken Caitlyn Morgana. I'm a big fan of Caitlyn Morgana in this meta, especially into this matchup. Can just do great. You can just slam, or if you're a good Draven player, which I don't think Zven is, you could just take the slam this lane as well. So I don't know what the Lucian does in this composition, except for in the mid game fights, you can spike hard, dash around, do some cool stuff. But you can't match mid lane priority. You can't match the safety of this. Clutch have a 1-3-1 composition, and Ezreal Tahm Kench is the best thing to support a 1-3-1 composition. J4 doesn't support that composition super well. You want a Gragas there for a 1-3-1 composition for disengage, but he can offer some disengage with just ult, flag and drag out, and can shadow a side lane decently. So would say Clutch won in the draft for sure. TSM, if they make some good early game plays around their strong points, then maybe can make something happen and just get a good mid game fight and win the game off of that. But Clutch have a couple more options in the sense of they have a 1-3-1 win condition. The Ezreal Tahm Kench lane shouldn't be punished as long as they play accordingly. They shouldn't. It's very difficult to punish this with Lucian, Rakan actually. It's hard to punish this. In the mid game, they can just kind of split around the map, and it's hard for TSM to do much about it. Ezreal's a much better best mid pro champion in the game, except for maybe Sivir. Ezreal's probably the best in my opinion. Lucian doesn't really offer that much in terms of that, so they can just split up, do 1-3-1. It can make plays around the side lanes. They can, and if they get advantages in the early game, they can just straight 1-3-1 push you in the end. They can get those. If they're ahead, they can get those areas of control around the jungle, and it is infinitely hard to fight this team. In the way that, you should know how the Jarvan Qiyana ult, if Qiyana gets inside the dome, she explodes the dome. But if the dome is touching in the jungle, then she can actually explode almost the entire jungle. It's pretty insane. So it's very hard for TSM to win. If TSM gets a lead, they can just snowball and win with a mid-game fight. They have a good mid-game composition, and they're decent in the late game, but they only have team fight. It's difficult for them to match in the side lane. Nobody is able to match Irelia in the side lane. If Qiyana gets ahead, then there is some matching of the Qiyana. Sylas can just one-shot her. But you have Ezreal Tahm Kench, they can get around the map, whereas TSM doesn't have the same luxury. So if Clutch get ahead, they win the game easy. If TSM gets ahead, Clutch still has options to get into the game. So just Clutch has a lot more options. So I think they definitely win the draft here. All right. Let's get into the game. Let's do the game. I want to watch the game. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Okay, I need to quit. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. Okay. All right, Jarvan started on bottom side. Interesting that he didn't go for just doing the red buff cheese, where you just get red buff and then you gank mid and top. But he would have to path towards bottom, so that's why he's not doing that. He's wanting to path towards top. If you get a side lane advantage with Huni having press the attack, it'd be actually really huge. So that was really weird pathing. So what happened right there, and they said, actually, I remember them actually saying this on broadcast, because they saw that bot lane leashed, so Bjergsen walked up to ward right here, and because you would think that no amount of him pathing would bring him here. He would either just full clear this side and then go red, or do this and go red clear, and then end up here But it still wouldn't be at this. Still wouldn't be at 2 minutes 40 seconds, or 2 minutes 30 seconds is when that happened. So that was just really unique pathing to, which is probably something they've seen on Bjergsen's tendencies. He probably always wards on the opposite side of his lane where the jungler started, because that's, it's something good to do. And so yeah, see, there you go. See, now he dropped his ward. So that was just really intelligent by Lira. It's probably something that they saw in scrims. Now they're looking for a little play right here. And Damonte just gets out with the bush element. Balanced. Now they just want to get Damonte a reset. He does share so much XP right there. He shares so much XP. I don't know if they're trying to make a bot lane play now, but it secures. J4 is going to go and get that bottom scuttle at least. Yeah, they shared so much XP, so that Damonte is actually behind in XP now, most likely. It did get him a reset, but Bjergsen got a better recall. Okay, I believe Spica, he did Krug Square, right? So, yeah, he did Krug Square, so he's walking top side, and he was already walking bottom side, so it's unlikely he's going to get here in time. Man. So they go this far forward because either you get the kill, or you don't. Either way, you deny 2 minion waves. And they're thinking that the jungler isn't here because of how defensive Broken Blade was playing, but the jungler does end up being here, and he gives over his life. Broken Blade loses even much more because Spica goes for the play. I don't mind Spica going for that play, it just didn't work out. But Broken Blade just had to recall either way, but he gets baited in the stain, so he loses 3 minion waves. Or 2 complete minion waves, where he was only going to lose 1.5. Now there's almost no point in TPing. I can't tell if the wave's pushing back. We're watching a replay, so baits Broken Blade coming back in. Broken Blade does TP to lane to push that wave in so he can get a roam play. This is all he has to do. So, but as Damonte, you should know this is going to happen. So you see that he's playing on this side of the lane because Broken Blade has nothing else to do. He actually gets out without flashing because he was playing on that side. I mean, it was a good response by TSM. Like, they went from both directions. But you saw you saw how Damonte was cheating to that side. It's because Aatrox has nothing to do but that. So well played by Damonte. I mean, it was a correct play to do by Broken Blade as well. He doesn't lose anything for that. And hey, win conditions of CG are going out pretty well. The lane that's already going to win, you have it ahead, so you can start a snowball going. Huni actually has fucking overheal, so he's got big old he's got a fatty shield, bro. You should not have prior around bottom side, so it is going to be difficult to get Infernal Drake unless you get a kill. Or just catch them on a back. So TSM can look to play around their strong side, which is their bottom lane. They got lucky with the Infernal Drake spawning, so maybe they can make something happen around this. They don't have any vision though, so they're scared. TSM is kind of thinking they might be down there, and they see Huni cheating over, so now it's giving them the real idea that their Clutch is really trying to get this dragon. The only way they can get it is if Huni comes down. That was just a really nice play. So they catch Huni rotating over, and this is smart by TSM. So I think they see him moving down here, but either way, they do this every game. Every game, Huni walks down for the dragon. And it's also pretty telegraphed. The only way they get the dragon is if Huni walks down. And tragedy strikes on the Rift for Clutch Gaming. They play on their strong side of the map, but their strong player gets picked out at the beginning of the fight. So it's just a hard fight to win. I think he may have walked through vision, but I don't know. But either way, if he didn't walk through vision, this is a pretty telegraphed play either way. Kind of doesn't matter if he walks through vision. Huni does this every game. They get Huni ahead, and then he walks down to Dragon to ensure that they get it. Good play. Now TSM can look to try to set up around bottom and hopefully get this Infernal Drake, get in position to get it. Damonte doesn't have a team map. He does have Moby Boots though. So, but Damonte is so willing to just lose minion waves for objectives, which is like a Doinby style of play. He's very willing to do that. So, he's actually getting the push pressure right now. But as I said before, TSM has the aggro bottom lane. They are spotted out and hit by Cody Sun's ultimate. That was a really good true shot barrage. You do get the dragon, and right now, okay, you should just leave. If Bjergsen dies, he dies. But the idea that Smoothie has right now, I play a ton of Rakan, is he's like, Rakan, dashes in, shield, shield, and they're out. That's the idea. I really think you should just leave. Because, like, Rakan could just ult and then dash to him and they get out with the dragon. But they should know Cody Sun's coming in this direction because they saw the true shot barrage. And they see Huni coming over, so this is going to be a team fight if you commit to this. It seems like Zven could just dash over this wall. Sejuani just leaves, and Rakan just shepherds Bjergsen out of this fight. And instead they take a fight. And they lose. Yeah, just ask yourself, why are you fighting there, you know? Like, obviously I'm working with complete information, but when I try to explain what's going to happen in the game and why you should do something, I explain it with the information that they have. And they had the information. They see Huni right here. They see Huni cheating down, so they want to fight. They know Ezreal's coming from this direction. You don't need wards to know he's coming from there because you saw his ultimate hit you. You have an ability to get over the wall with the Lucian. Sejuani's already out, and Bjergsen's the only one in kill range because Broken Blade's sitting over here. Bjergsen's the only one in kill range, and Rakan has the ability to shepherd them out if they want to, or you can just give over Bjergsen, and that's fine. But instead, you trade Infernal for 2 deaths, when you probably could have just got Infernal and no deaths, or Infernal and 1 death. So, I mean, I don't know, positive play for TSM, I guess, but it's just like, either Bjergsen dies or nobody dies here. And most likely, nobody dies if you just don't do this. But instead, you lose Sejuani and Lucian. And so both teams lane swap topside. They do that because Rift Herald is up, so that's why that's happening now. But it's just like, why do you do that, you know? You ask yourself why you do things. Okay. Both teams are just fighting over vision. Nice. They get a nice pick right there. All right. Now that you have that pick off, you can threaten this. Cody Sun does have TP, so he might TP in. Cody Sun is TPing in, and Clutch are down to commit to this fight. It is a 5v4, so it's really dangerous for Clutch to commit here. Broken Blade's on the side. If Huni is 1v1ing Broken Blade, then that's fine. If he's 1v1 in Broken Blade, you're going to win that 4v3. So, Bjergsen's in a good spot. Zven's in a really strong point, at least his champion's in a strong point right now. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's where they walked over. They saw Damonte there. And he just walked into death. Because that reveals on the map, and he just walked into them and died. He probably just wasn't looking. He was thinking about something else. Just boneheaded play. Oh, well, it happens. It happens. Past 14 minutes, did Rift Herald just get spawned? Why is the screen going wild? No, Sejuani still has it. So they're not going to get plates. About to take Ezreal mid for mid prio. No structures have been broken. TSM is... I think they just get chip damage on the tower here with their... They're looking for a good spot to drop the Rift Herald is what they're looking for. And so they just want to drop this right here and hopefully get the tower. Trying to force, but Ezreal's there, so it's going to be really hard. So they're trying to drop that so they, get pressure so they can peel back over to the Infernal. But they don't actually push the lane bottom. Like the lane already gets pushed bottom, and they use the Rift Herald a little bit prematurely there. So you don't have river control. Wait, let's see how that actually happened. I remember watching this live, actually. Okay, Broken Blade does get the lane pushed. But then he doesn't because they're waiting so long. Because the dragon hasn't spawned yet. Broken Blade needs to stay bottom. He needs to stay bottom to deny access into the river. To deny access to the river for Irelia. Because even if Qiyana comes down here to 2v1 down here, then they won't be able to answer mid, and then they'll have Prio moving over to the river, and all Broken Blade has to do is just match the wave push and deny access for Irelia and follow her into the river, and then you can actually collapse this direction if you're TSM. You know Irelia's there. TSM's blue side. I don't know if they saw Qiyana jump over that wall. But now Qiyana's behind you and Irelia's in the river, and you're all in one spot, so now you are being collapsed on. Oh. Surprise! And now that's Dragon for CG, where they previously didn't have any business being there. We tried the hard force for mid. But you have to deny river access. If you're going to do that, you have to, like, there's no way you actually get this. They're just doing that for pressure for the dragon. If that's, like, if the plan was to actually get the turret, you're not getting it. Like, that's not happening. There's Ezreal, there's Ezreal over there, okay? You're not getting the tower. And you don't see any of the other members. So you see Irelia on bottom side, so that would suggest that the other members are around right here. You need to deny river access. Because if Irelia just cheats over to here, you have vision of Irelia and you can just run straight into her. Even if Qiyana's set over here, you have Irelia sandwiched. It's just a much better setup, right? And then you see her walk over a vision, and you get to keep your vision control over river. If Qiyana's over here, you know, maybe Qiyana does some cool shit and kills you. Maybe it still goes bad for you, but when you do it like this, you have no advantages left. At least what I'm describing, you have some advantages still. Deny river access. Oh. Bjergsen's dead. And now we can set up 1-3-1. Put your strongest member. Wait, Huni has TP. You can keep Huni bottom side. You put Qiyana top side. It's still actually a while before Baron spawns, so if they wanted to, they could just put Irelia top side because she's the strongest member in the 1v1. You could just put her top side to get tower, and then switch because she has TP. But Ezreal, as I said, this is just how they're gonna set up. They're gonna set up for 1-3-1. TSM can answer in the side lanes, but Zven has such a harder time actually answering, you know, in the mid lane. And they can just play like this, right? They can play with the 3 members here. Aatrox can't actually walk up to Huni while he's clearing the minion, so Huni can cheat over to the mid lane whenever he wants to. Deny vision or look for a dive. And Rakan actually has to physically walk over to lanes, whereas Kench can just stay in the mid lane. TP there, you know what I'm saying? OP, 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 OP. Ezreal Kench is OP. It's OP, OP, OP. It's not overrated. Wow. Alright, they get a good pick in the side lane. But now Lucian is by himself. Good water chip damage on mid. Okay. That was really good. TSM caught Lira on a back timing, Huni on a back timing. That's why they're able to make that play. I was getting a little bit worried for Lucian, but there we go. Alright, next dragon is Infernal. And Baron is up, but neither team have a whole lot of threat on it unless you get a team wipe. So they're actually just... Huni could go top lane right now, but it might just be nil. It might just not be worth anything. It might just be better to just go ahead and move all of your members towards the dragon. Realistically, TSM does not have Baron threat. It would take them so long to do it, and they'd lose so much health. So Ezreal might just stay mid. Yeah, Ezreal's just going to stay mid. So essentially TSM is just seeding the Drake because they don't have any vision around it. If they face check Qiyana and J4, it's so hard. Ezreal can just stay mid and keep pushing. This is the power of Ezreal, man. Ezreal's OP, bro. Ezreal's broken. Like, in the hands of a good player, he's broken. True Shot Barrage actually denies the tower. And they get a free dive because, hi, I'm Lucian. And I'm fighting an Ezreal. I'm fighting an Ezreal, Tahm, Kench, J4. Good luck in esports. Oh, man. Now CG's in such a good spot. They can go to their 1-3-1 setup. And then when it's time to Baron, it's time to Baron. They have so much easier ways to collapse on side lanes. Like, TSM has to get like a really good fight around an objective, but they're just going to get pushed out in the mid lane. They don't win in the side lanes. They don't have the ability to collapse. They're getting vision denied. The only thing they can look for is picks like this if they can get their members over sooner. This pick is fine to make at this time in the game because CG doesn't have a lot of Baron threat, but the later this game goes, the harder it is to make plays like that. You feel 2 Infernals. Ezreal's one of the best champions at utilizing that. You have dual scaling. He's going to go for the Gunblade build, you would imagine. Oh, you got 3 damage dealers. That's pretty standard. Yeah. And Clutch is just in a good spot. They're fine with this getting to 30 minutes without anything happening. Ezreal's just going to keep pushing the mid lane, feel super safe. Tahm, Kench, and J4 are just going to shadow. They'll go to the side lanes. The further this game gets on, the harder it is to collapse on the side lanes through a TSM. And the only play they have is a team fight. That's the only play they have. That's the only card they have left. They can maybe look for one more side lane play on the bottom side. This is like the last point in the game where they can realistically make that type of play. After a couple more minutes, they can only make that play top side. So their playbook is so limited. They really only have team fight or collapse on top side. Is the only thing I have left. Look at Ezreal, bro. Look at Ezreal. Just ticking down for him, man. So tough, man. Alright, and Cloud Drake is going to spawn. You would imagine that's just free. I mean, Huni could just solo it if he wanted to. They have full push bottom side, full push mid. So TSM's trying to make a collapse on a side lane. Because, as I said, the only play they have left is make a collapse on top side. The team fight. Okay, Bjergsen's dead. Irelia TP'd in, right? Yeah, Irelia TP'd in. Close fight. Really, really, really close fight. Alright, that was their play. They did get Irelia TP. So that's important. So Irelia can't just free push bottom side anymore. So honestly, maybe a positive play for TSM. They get the Irelia TP. So if they try to make this type of play again, Irelia won't be able to collapse. And this fight came really close. So if Irelia just blind pushes bottom side still, then she won't be able to collapse on that type of play. So that's the play they have to make again. They have to make a play around top side, and hopefully they can get some vision in the river. It's really hard. Look at the power difference between Ezreal and Lucian at this point. Man, and so they were trying to make that same play topside, and they pick out the Lucian, so they have full priority on mid. And so TSM actually has to come in a safe way. If they come in straight, they just die here. Okay, and Bjergsen doesn't have ultimates. This is weird. Is that Bjergsen's ult? Yeah, that's Bjergsen's ult. Okay. The idea here is Spica comes in and Smoothie like does some weird shit. But realistically, nothing's gonna happen with that. They were already in such a weird spot. Spica probably should have just came in, and you would imagine this is Baron, right? Yeah, they have Tahm Kench. Yeah, you'd imagine this is Baron. You have Tahm Kench in the cloud. They get over super fast. And that's Baron, big man. So Spica really needed to not come in on that side, but either way, man, that's not really the play at the end of the game. I mean, this was a hard draft to execute. And CG's comp got ahead. And from ahead, it's so hard to actually win this game. And now they can go their 1-3-1 setup. They actually already took mid tower, so they can just do like 1-1-3 or 1-0-4 or 4 bottom, one person holding the supers with Baron buff mid. There's a lot of options. They're actually just committing 5 bottom. Okay, they're looking for a flank. I mean, this is what TSM's supposed to do here. Is that really ultimate? Oh yeah, he's in there. Okay, they're just looking for the big fight. It seems like maybe they could just play 2 lanes right now. They're just looking for the big fight. Okay, that works too. They could have either played 2 lanes and pushed for an end, with just minions, and then got a fight right here. But they ended up getting a good fight here, so either way, CG wins. Man, alrighty. Okay, that was a really hard draft to run for TSM, if you're just being honest. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for Game 3. I hope you guys enjoyed Game 3. That was the shortest of the games, the most one-sided. Really, actually, the draft was really hard to play for TSM. The Lucian pick, I don't know what it offers. The Lucian pick was really bad in this specific scenario. Yeah, it's really overrated. Like people picking Rakan into Tahm. Like a lot of people think Tahm Kench is good in Rakan. I don't know if that was a thought process here. They were just thinking, yeah, we need another option for a gauge, but I don't actually think. Like if you have Tahm Kench Ezreal, I don't think Rakan is that good into Tahm like people think. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna be doing Game 4 now, so catch you on that one. Bye-bye. Bye.